Hi everybody, it's Sandy Reese with Stampacrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me. We have another live video tutorial today. Before we get started, just want to remind you that our last chance list is going on. We have lots of products, or a lot of them are selling out quickly, and a ton of new products. We have new catalog, we have new online exclusives, we have new kits. I feel like there's something else that's new. I don't know. Lots of new things coming in May, on May 5th. So we also have a new starter kit special, and that normally our starter kit's $99, but now for May 5th through the end of the month, you can either get an extra $35 in your choice of products, or you can get a set of the new in-color ink pads for free, which is a better deal because these new ink pads are magnetic. Let me show you one. I've got one right here. This is the Barely Blush, and I'll compare it to what our previous ones were. They're a little bit longer. You can see, well, they're almost an inch longer. And then as far as width, they're a little narrower, so probably the same surface area. But these are magnetic, so they're super easy to get apart. You can also stack them when you're using them. You can stack them like this, and they don't come apart, so you don't lose which one you're using. They still come with the color strips on the back. So what I do is put one of them inside. So as they're open, sometimes it's hard to tell what color is what, so I always put one on the inside. And I put one on the end, if you can see. It's light, it's light, but they fit right here. So these, let me grab my catalog. Oh, I have it right here. This is our new catalog coming out soon. Very excited. These are going to be, I don't have prices memorized in my head yet, so we're gonna look and see together. These are $14, so 14 times 5 is $50 to get the whole set. I think we do have a little bit of a discount, but not $35. So you can get the whole set for $63, the magnetic pads. 14, no, that's cardstock assortment, it's 14. The ink pads, yeah, the ink pads, 14. 14 times 5 is what? It's 70, it's $70. But yeah, $70, not 60, $70 normal. You can get the whole pack for 63, or you can get it free with your starter kit. So that's awesome. Okay, that's all my reminders for today. We're gonna get to our project. We're making this cute little box. This is perfect for Mother's Day. It opens up, and then inside we're gonna put a little snack. So you get to see that in a second. So this works with any cardstock, any paper, and let's get started. Today's bundle that we're using, it's the Creative Haven. Now this is on the last chance list. The stamp set has already sold out, so it is no longer available. You do not need this to get the dies. The die set is on sale. I think it was $29, and now I think it's $23. But this is, it's tags. It's tags and little labels. So, and then a couple leaves. We've got some holes that you can punch out right here or die cut out. So this set is still available. It's an awesome, great all-purpose set. You can use any sentiments that you want to use. I had made this project in class this month, so I'm going to go ahead and use this sentiment, but you can use any sentiment that will fit on these labels. Okay, And this is the one, I already pre-cut my tags, so this is the one we're using today. So let's pull in our supplies. First, we have a piece of cardstock, and this is cut down to 8 1/4. So I cut a quarter inch off of the short side or the long side, and then it's 10 inches long. So I cut 1 inch off, and that is to save on designer paper. So the width of my box is 3 1/4 inches wide. And that means that I can go 3 inches wide on my designer paper, and I can get more out of a sheet. If I were to have made this, used the whole piece of cardstock, I could have made this 3 1/2 inches wide, but then I would have had to cut my designer paper wider, and then that would have resulted in a loss of designer paper. So if you're making lots of projects of the same, you really want to think about your products, what size you're going to make them so that you can get the most out of your products. Okay, so this is 8 1/4 by 10, and we are going to score it at 1/2 inch, 2 inches. So that's going to make my sides 1 1/2 inches wide. Then we're going to go to 5 1/4. So that makes the front of our box, which is 3 1/4 wide. Then we're going to 6 3/4, and then that's it. So we're at 10. Okay. Then we're going to flip it, and we're going to score it at 2 and 6 3/4, and that's going to give us a 2 inch top and a 1 1/2 inch bottom. And I will post these measurements on my blog so you don't have to remember those. All right, now we're going to do a little trimming. So I'm going to take this is the small 1/2 inch tab right here. If you can see, kind of. There you go. Okay, see that? 1/2 inch tab. All right, and this is my 2 inch tab here. This is the top of my box. So what I'm going to do, first we're going to cut up, the easiest way is just to cut everything up on the score lines to make tabs. So right now I'm cutting up on the top of my box, even though I'm holding it down here. And what I want to do, I only want to keep this. This is going to be the flap, the top flap for my box that's going to hold it closed. So I don't need the rest of this. So we're just going to cut it off and cut off these 2 flaps. All right, so this is going to be the top of my box. So this 1 1/2 inch side is going to be the bottom of my box. So let's cut up to the score line. You want to make sure you cut up to that next score line that we made. And since these are the bottom tabs, we want to keep all of these to hold the bottom closed, except this little one. I call it the pinky. So we're going to cut that off. And then this is our side tab. This is what we're going to glue first. So I'm going to just go ahead and miter off those corners. Trim the corners off. Okay, so that's all of our cutting. So next, let's just go ahead and assemble. So we're going to fold and crease all the score lines. Make sure we get our top and all of our bottom. Okay. So to make sure that your box is square, we're going to assemble it flat. All right. So you're going to fold in this little side tab. That's all we're gluing on the side. We're going to put glue. You can use double-sided tape, but if you live in a humid environment, sometimes it does not always want to stay. So I'm going to keep this folded down, that tab folded down, and then I'm going to bring this box over, and we are going to just glue it down flat. All right. I have that glob, and that came out a little bit. Let me get some of these remover here. Sorry about the shaking. I just don't want anything sticky. All right, if you've done that, your box should be pretty much flush. Okay, it should be nice and square. All right, to glue the bottom of the box, I like to glue the back. So this is the back with all the flaps. That is the front. So I put in my back flap first. Then I'm going to put a little glue on the inside of my side tabs. Not much, it doesn't have to be much. Fold that down. And then we're going to glue that last tab. And make sure everything's nice and even. And if you want, you can go in with your bone folder or long scissors, whatever you have. Just kind of flatten all of that there. Okay. So next we are going to do some gluing of our designer paper. So I've cut this, and it's called Brushed with Beauty, I think. I'll post that on my blog. I can't remember. So pick whichever one you want for the front. I think I like this one. It's got that nice little trio of flowers. So we're going to glue this to the front of our box. And the measurements for these will be on the blog as well. This is so great because you can use any paper that you want and then just match a cardstock color to go with it. I think we had 6 or 7 different patterns in class that you could choose from, which is a great way to use up our designer paper. This one is not retiring yet, so it's still available. And then we've cut a little piece to go on our flap. Now, if you have directional paper, you want to make sure that your paper is going in the right direction. This one's kind of non-directional, so I'm not too worried about it. But if your flowers are specifically going in one direction, or whatever pattern you have, make sure you get that right. Okay, we're almost done. We're going to take a little Velcro dot. And this is a mini one, although I bought this in bulk. It was a huge roll. Not as thin as the 3/8 inch that you can buy at the store, but it is 3/8 inches, but it's a little bit thicker, but that's okay. There are thinner ones. So what I did was just I like to peel off the back of the soft end first while they're still together, and then stick that down and then put the little loop end on, keep it on here, just peel it off and then close and press so it goes right in the right spot. Okay, and this is so cute. We're doing this for like a Mother's Day gift because you could put perfume or gift cards or whatever you want in here. This is a good size box, so you can put a lot of stuff in there. Okay, let's stamp our tag. So of course I'm using Secret C to match our cardstock. And this one just says "You're the best," which could be for Mother's Day or another occasion. Hard to see that white on white there. Okay, so all the stamping. And of course, if you wanted to add, more stuff to this, you could. I'm just going to take a little bit of ribbon, tie it in half a knot through our tag. All right, do a little trimming. I think I like that direction. This would be really cute for any occasion. I may make this box again for our Christmas in August event, just because you can put a lot in here and it's super cute, very versatile. Okay, I'm putting 2 dimensionals at the top of the tag. And then you can stick it on straight. You can put it on, I kind of like it at an angle just because it's kind of fun. If you wanted to add embellishments, you could. I'm just going to leave it like this because I think it's super cute already how it is. Then what we did in class is I put a tea bag, some Earl Grey, and some cookies. I got some gluten-free Chips Ahoy and Oreos. I think there were, how many, 20 packs. I had a couple boxes of these. And to stick that in there, and there's still room for a gift card, or if you want to add something else in there, some lipstick or makeup. The box comes out to be 1.5 inches deep, 3.5 wide, and 4 3/4 inch tall. So good size little box. Isn't that cute? All right, I hope you enjoyed today's projects. I will post measurements. I'll put a cutting template and supplies on my blog so that you can make these for the future if you want. And that's it for today. Make sure to click subscribe, and don't forget, when you place an order of $50 or more, you're going to get a set of That Month's card class projects for free. All right, thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.